Hello, welcome to Atrocious Gameplay, where we are here kicking off the EXP University series, where we do a whole bunch of Limitless decks here in the next 5 days, 10 of them to be exact. Kicking off, we got Emery Taylor's Toxtricity VMax deck, making day 2 at the Limitless Qualifier. The Pika Rom dedicated player, most famous for his Pika Rom, switched over to Toxtricity VMax and had a whole bunch of success with it. If you do not know, Toxtricity VMax from Rebel Clash, 2 Lightning, 1 Colorless, G-Max Riot, 160 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, do 80 more damage. And a quick way to get your opponent poisoned, if you do not know, in the standard format is Garbodor. With Poisonous Puddle, once during your turn, if a stadium's in play, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. This format right now is very stadium control heavy. Just about always there is a stadium out. So this Garbodor, super good in getting your opponent's Pokemon poisoned. And then boom, you're doing 240 damage plus 1, which is 250 if you include the poison. Power that up with Electro Power, 280. You can knock out something like an Arceus Dialga Palkia. 270 already knocks out a couple things. 240 even knocks out even more things, including Pika Rom, one of the most popular decks from the Limitless Qualifier. And then also it can reach up towards that 320 area when you're talking about a Dragapult VMAX. So a very strong deck, very cool deck. Uses the Tapu Koko and uses a lot of different things, just like Lightning decks do. You have your speed energy in here. You have some Jirachis to kind of search things out and be a little bit of that pivot, because you have those as skateboards, and also a heavy amount of switch. You have your Professor's Research, Boss's Orders. Surprisingly, no Volkners in here. And then also you've got a Vitality Band. Again, I mentioned earlier that 10 damage could make the difference, so why not add 10 more damage? Not a bad item tool card to have on your Pokemon. But let's stop talking about it. Let's just jump right into the game. I'm excited to try out this list. But if you're not subscribed already, make sure to hit subscribe, like, whatever, all that stuff. Support the channel. I'm going to be doing this all week, and it's going to be crazy awesome. So thank you guys so much for being here with us. And Toxtricity VMax, let's take it for a spin. And now moving on to our first game, I saw a Dark and Lightning icon in the preview. So this could be a Pika Rom with an Absol tech. This could be a Dark Box with Dedennes. We don't have much of an idea of what it is. We can only assume right now. But Toxtricity V, we do have the speed energy. We do have a Pokecom, so we can look for other Pokemon. And then Jirachi here is actually quite nice, but I think I want to search out for, I probably should have attached the speed energy first now, come to think of it. Let's just grab a Dedenne. Let's grab a Dedenne now. We will attach this energy right there, though. We do have the Vitality Band. We can quick ball a way to go find. Let's look for a Trubbish. I think Trubbish is the other piece that we need to really get started, because we are going to Dedenne change. We slap that guy down. Put this on him right now prematurely, because why not? And then we throw down a the Dedenne. We do have a Toxtricity VMax here. We also have a switch that we could go into this Jirachi, which is really nice. Stellar Wish onto, I think we're going to want to go with a Pokecom. Not revealing any of the other Pokemon that we have in our hand. But I think we're also going to quick ball. Oh man. I think we're going to quick ball this Dedenne. We don't have Pokemon, or we don't have energy switches, so we're okay to Tapu Koko for 1, to be honest. I think I want to do that now. So I'm going to go into Tapu Koko. And the reason I threw away Dedenne is because of this Cynthia right here. Well, we're going to do this. We're going to pop Dance of the Ancients on this guy. We're going to go right there. Hopefully off the Cynthia, we find an energy as well. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the Jirachi in the active. I think that's a pretty safe turn 1 for us. Looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. Ooh, this is also probably a Toxtricity VMax. Very, very interesting. We're going to say you have a good deck. Oh, with a little bit of Boltund. Interesting. So this list is a little bit different than ours, considering that we don't have the Zeraora, the Boltund. We are just running Toxtricity VMax. So we'll see if this is more Boltund oriented or if this is a little more Toxtricity VMax similar to ours. But Amarni here. Probably a good call by my opponent, but we are getting the quick ball and the Pokemon communication with the professor's research, so not actually that bad. We run multiple bosses orders in this list, so even though we don't run an Eldegoss, we're okay with throwing that guy away and just hammering away at whatever is going to be in the active, because if we can get a stadium in play, if we can get an evolution, we can hit this Boltund and this Zeraora for a KO, which would be very, very exciting. So my opponent looking to get a little set up. We saw them have the Toxtricity earlier, and then now they are using the Dedenne as well. So they're just going to chug on away, throwing away a speed energy. They already attached the speed energy this turn. And it's looking to be a little interesting. GG's, they're just going to scoop. We had a pretty good start, if I do say so myself. They probably just didn't have the start that they were looking for in terms of being able to discard the right things and things like that. But we'll take a win however we can. Hopefully this second game lasts a little bit longer than the first game. We're going in. This is a straight up fire deck. It looks like it might be something like Firebox. Not 100% sure. Could be Baby Clowns without the different supporting Pokemon in there, but they're not running Eldegoss. They're not running a lot of things, so we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. I did 2 mulligans. I don't know how many my opponent did. Jirachi start, very, very nice. Still mulligans again, so maybe this is Blacephalon. Maybe this is Baby Clowns. And that's what it's looking like right here, but it looks like just a stray Baby Clowns, maybe a Big Clown as well. Baby Blacephalon, a very popular deck, a very strong deck. At Limitless, I believe somebody went like 17-2 or something with Baby Blacephalon, so absolutely strong. But we're going to look to try to beat it. There's an energy right there. We definitely need just a regular Pokemon, and we're not getting that right now. Let's see. We're going to try to thin out a little bit. They can't Gust or Snipe on the bench, so I'm going to grab that. Then I think all I can do now is just Stellar Wish. There's a Quick Ball. That's exactly what I need, because I need to accelerate energy onto our Toxtricity. Now, we don't really need a VMAX in this match because we can do the same exact thing on Electric Riot as we could before. So I think we're just going to pass it off right here and hope that our opponent doesn't blow up this Jirachi, although it is very likely that they will. All right, going in with an Acrobike. Looking to see, they're still digging to see what they can get. A turn 1 knockout would be very, very nice for them right here, because then if they can do that, all they have to do is just knock out 2 Toxtricity Vs instead of 3. Because remember, Toxtricity V is 2 prizes. Wait, no, they would still have to knock out another Pokemon. Never mind. Thought denied. Do they have Welder in hand? They've gotten energy retrieval, so they have been able to get their energy going around. But it looks like they're going to put their players down. Attach. If they do get the Blazer, never mind. They're probably going to knock out the Jirachi if they can attach 2 more energies. There are 2 right there. This deck's super aggressive and can go super fast, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Need to remember, though, that we do need a Poison for using Electric Riot unless we get an E-Power along with it, because 90 doesn't knock out a Blacephalon. It has 120, but an E-Power is a great way to just go ahead and knock it out. But this deck, like I mentioned earlier, usually just taking turn 1 knockouts or just knocking things out in one punch, not trying to do chip damage. So it's good. It might be a little tough to power up a Toxtricity V as the backup. We definitely want a Coco with 2 energies in the discard. Don't have any Ultra Beasts though, so that won't really work. But again, here is a knockout like I mentioned earlier. Yep, hitting for that weakness, just that one little measly energy. Taking the prize card, and we'll see what we can do. I think a speed energy is a pretty good idea here. We do get a Trubbish here. We are also going to Viridian Forest, I think. So yeah, let's just go right here. I think I will evolve into Toxtricity VMax because 3 prizes. Well, maybe I'll stay here. But I am going to switch. I'm going to do that. So hopefully we can grab like a Tapu Koko Prism or a or another Toxtricity here. We do get a Pokecom. We do get that. So we actually do get a turn. We do. Well, we don't get a knockout here. We actually don't get a knockout because we don't have the Electro Power. So maybe I should have evolved into Toxtricity VMax. Kind of a play that didn't really work out in our favor. Trying to think about what would the best play be. Maybe we go for a Dedenne here. Let's go for a Dedenne. Let's see how this goes. So we're going to attach this right here. We are going to quick ball away this Cynthia to go grab the Tapu Koko. We're going to put the Koko down here. We are going to Dedenne away. We do get a Garbodor, which is really, really nice. And we do get another Toxtricity. So all's well that ends well, I guess. We are going to not retreat yet. We're going to pop this Koko first here and here. We actually don't even need the Garbodor, actually, because of this E-Power here. But we are going to retreat into you. Actually, we are going to need to Electro Power. Forgot I put this guy down on the first turn, so we are going to go right here. And I think I'm going to put the Jirachi down just in case, because we do have the double switch here, but we're going to Electric Riot. Going to take a knockout there, exactly 120, and we are going to take 1 prize. Now, the plot twist to this. Because we're throwing out 2 prizers, we have this kind of idea that, oh, they need to knock out more Pokemon. But this makes it a little bit easier for Blacephalon to take knockouts. So that's kind of the drawback that you take when doing this kind of strategy instead of going right into Toxtricity VMax, in my opinion. Got 1 energy in the bin. We don't necessarily want a ton in the bin because we just did our way of getting them back. There's Tapu Koko. They are going to Welder. We'll see if they can get all of the Welder onto this Blacephalon. Do have 4 energies in the discard. Wait a minute, did they greens this turn? No, they didn't greens this turn. No, they just happen to have greens in the bin. I didn't notice them throw that away. But here's going to be the Welder to get probably 2 energies, I would think. Uno, dos. Yep, uno, dos. And I imagine they get another one. We'll see if they get like a Fire Crystal or something. But if they don't take a knockout here, we'd actually be sitting very, very nicely, I feel like. We'd actually be sitting pretty nicely, in my opinion. We do, in fact, though, have this Viridian Force, which is really, really cool. We can use... we can bail away the Electro Power to start powering this guy up because we want this guy as fast as possible. Especially if they don't take a knockout here, we want this guy to be ready to rock and roll. So we'll see what happens with this. I feel like they don't have the knockout because it's taking them a while to decide this. Maybe they do. Well, 4 energies doesn't take a knockout. So, okay, they're going to chip away at 100, throw a bunch away. And it looks like I'm going to go here. Again, we don't have energy switches. So we're going to retreat into this. We're going to thin out for that 1 energy right here. We're not going to be able to attack with this guy this turn, so we do have to go here. We're going to Stellar Wish. Maybe grab an Evolution Incense to evolve this guy. Actually, that might not be a bad idea to make it even harder energy-wise for them to be able to take this knockout. Trying to think, is this the best idea? Is this the best idea? We could just go right. We could go right into this guy, because then this guy right here, I think that we should evolve this one. I really think we should. We're going to retreat into you because you can attack, and then we are going to Electric Riot for knockout because you are poisoned. But again, this will just make it a little bit harder for them to knock out this guy, because I think the plan almost was to use Victini V to knock something out very easily. But if we can make sure that they don't have enough energies in that discard, we can run them out of attackers, which is really, really nice. So there's their last Blacephalon. I'm assuming they're running like an ordinary rod in here. And there's Beast Ring. So this deck opting to run the Beast Ring version. So there's 2. I assume that they don't have a knockout, which is why they're opting to go with this Blacephalon right here. They have a very, very small hand, which is really good for us. Really, really good for us. They're deciding to go grab energies now. Big Clown is gone. So there's their final attacker. I think I said earlier that this was, oh boy, kind of messed up in that phrase. But, okay, so they do get this little bit of chip damage, but it's not a knockout, so we're perfectly okay with that. I think what I want to do is I just want to go ahead. I'm definitely going to be attacking with this guy right here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Cynthia. I'm not going to worry about the research or electro power. I'm just going to Cynthia those back in. And look at that. We are going to evolve this guy right here, making him huge now. Has a whole bunch of HP. But I don't necessarily think that we need to grab any Pokemon in there. But I think I will throw away... we'll throw away Dedenne to get this last energy to put on this Toxtricity VMax right here. And Gmax Riot, boom, give him a good old explosion. But now they're in this interesting position that if they do go for another Blazer, I assume that they put 2 on here because they could do a Blazer, take 50 for a knockout on a regular Toxtricity V. But now they need to really just hit the nuts and draw the stones to be able to take a knockout on this guy. Because they need not only 1 more energy, which they could get off the Viridian Forest, but then they have to sacrifice. There's a Greens Exploration. Okay, so maybe like a Fire Crystal. They could even be setting themselves up for next turn on this Victini V. Alright, so they're going to grab a whole bunch of energies right here. How many do they need to commit? They need to commit 3? It's not that many. But they're also going to have a ton in their hand, I feel like. And they're going to have to try to KO with this Victini, which will be pretty tough, I feel like. They need 16. That's a lot. 16 energies is a lot. I mean, especially because they're only going to have just a couple. They're not going to have 16, but they're going to have a lot. But this is going to be their last attacker unless they Ordinary Rod, which we know that they don't have in their hand. They are kind of in top deck mode. They couldn't attach to this Victini anyways. So they'll take a knockout there. They will draw 3 prizes, though, which is kind of their saving grace. Now they have 8, 9, 10, 11. They'll have in the discard. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring up this Toxtricity right here. We are going to Poisonous Puddle. Trying to think about what I should do. Do we have a reset stamp in here? We actually do not have a reset stamp. I couldn't remember if this list played one or not. But we don't have any switching options, so we'll go to Professor's Research. Want to try to be able to maybe do some stuff. Maybe we could instead Tingly Return. I don't know. Tingly Return might be an interesting option, especially when knocking out this Victini. We are down 2 Electro Powers, so we have 2 left. So I don't know. Maybe it's possible, but I think we're gonna go ahead and, you know what? We'll attach to this Dedenne. Look at that, 3 Boss's Orders right there. We'll actually look in our deck again to see. We do have 2 Electro Powers in right there. We do have another Energy. No Thunder Mountain, though. Maybe we grab that off the prizes. We'll just grab him to grab something. We'll go ahead and go G-Max Riot. Take that knockout right there. We don't have to poison him because he's so low HP, but something. So here we go. Can they get it? This music is very intense right now. They need several more energies, which that actually, I don't know. I don't know if I would have knocked out the Viridian Force right away. Because, one, like, I can still poison you. And GG's looks like they're going to scoop. No way to stop the Toxtricity VMax. But we're going to go to one more game. Let's see if it can win 3 games in a row. And here we go. Another game, another win, hopefully. Toxtricity VMax putting in the work. I'm really enjoying this deck, to be honest. And I'm very happy that Emery had super good success with it. So we're going turn 1. We will be able to get the turn 1 attachment, which is really nice. We're going to Pokecon for a Toxtricity. There's a Coco right there. I really like that top deck, actually. We'll go in. We'll grab this Toxtricity to attach the Speed Energy on, because we don't have to Dedenne. We don't have to Dedenne this turn. We are going to go here, draw 2. Okay, looking interesting. We're definitely research next turn, I feel like. We have another Speed Energy to be able to do that, but the hardest part is going to be getting that last attachment for the Tapu Koko. Now, this is a fire deck. This could be Mewtwo Welder. This could be Baby Blounds, which we saw in the last game. This could be Ability Zard. That was played a little bit in the 3rd Limitless Qualifier, especially by some notable players. But Fiery Flint looking like another Blacephalon, possibly. Especially with this Mewtwo right here. Wouldn't surprise me if this was a more ability-based Baby Blacephalon deck, which is very, very strong. It did really, really well, as I mentioned last game. Yep, there's the Baby Clown. There's the Baby Clown. Babies and gentlemen. It's not what I meant. So there's the Welder right there. We'll see if they can get the turn 1 knockout. That would actually hurt my soul a lot. But it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. We could definitely come back from that. We could definitely come back from that. Here we go, searching for the adventure bag. Probably not gonna get the Beast Bringer, but maybe grab a skateboard or lucky egg, something like that. Beast Bringer, they are gonna do a Beast Bringer. So we gotta be careful with putting Dedenne on the bench. There's an Oricorio right there for when things are knocked out. Maybe they don't have a way to switch. That's why Oricorio is down now. They don't have a way to switch, so we'll see how this goes. All right, so we are going to put Coco down. We are going to Speed Energy. We do get an Evolution Incense and a Jirachi. I think we should put Jirachi down. We're going to Evolution Incense for a Toxtricity VMax because we still want to be able to escape ward. This Trubbish is probably our best bet here. We're going to throw this Electro Power down, and we are going to go digging. We are going to see some interesting things. We do find the switch. We are going to switch into this Jirachi right here. We're going to Quick Ball away. I think probably a Toxtricity V because we have a VMax here. I don't necessarily want to grab Dedenne. This guy will be right here. We could Stellar Wish. Another quick ball. Actually, I think Viridian Force is probably the better bet. Because we can't really switch out of here anyways, we'll go here. We'll discard away this one and then pop the Coco so he's not a prize liability. So we'll go there. We kind of set ourselves up for no draw support, which is a little bit of an issue. But I think that we can work around it. So we'll go here and here. We'll go boom and boom. And then I'm going to put this Jirachi down as well, just in case they blow up our Jirachi here. We'd be able to bring up this one and then maybe get into something like a switch or a skateboard or things like that. Because we run multiple skateboards and we run multiple switches in this deck. So a couple different outs in that aspect. But we'll see here. If we can get a Dedenne this turn, that would probably be most ideal. Whether that is a top deck quick ball, Stellar Wish quick ball, something like that. Because not only do we want to draw new cards, especially like a... I forget what the Pokemon's called. Garbodor. Different things like that. But they are going to get the switch. So this Jirachi is dead. This Jirachi is very, very dead. Chose to throw away the Lucky Egg. Yeah, we don't have a GX on the field, so this Beastbringer is not going to be super effective. I don't think they've used a supporter yet, so if they have a boss's orders, this guy might go down, or at least this guy. Okay, they're going to opt to Welder, which is very, very nice. They're going to Welder on Oricorio. I wonder why that is. Maybe like a switching out or something? But here's a big clown right here. They're going to attach to this guy. Here comes Fireball Circus. They just need one, so who knows how many more energies they have in their hand. We're going to bring up this Jirachi right here. We are going to go here. We're going to go here. I think that we just want to go ahead and Stellar Wish. We are going to be able to Quick Ball away for a Dedenne, which is super, super nice. We're going to throw this Trubbish here. We're going to grab this Dedenne. We are going to Dedenne away the hand. Hopefully see some good stuff. Whew, that's a lot of Pokemon. That is a lot of Pokemon communication, if I do say so myself. Trying to think. Maybe we throw it onto this guy right here. Vitality Band doesn't really matter in the math, I think. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily matter. Actually, it would matter in the math if we gust up Oricorio. So let's put that there. And I'm going to Professor's Research because we need to see a Garbodor and a switch card. We don't see a switch card. That's a little bit yikes, but it's not the worst thing in the world. We are going to leave them poisoned. To do a little bit of chip damage, I guess. Maybe try to get them to utilize some switches. But this is going to be interesting because now they can start building up this Blacephalon on the bench to use Mind Blown. I don't know why exactly they would use Mind Blown, but I mean, it's not out of this realm to use that. So they are going to switch into this Jirachi to be able to search out something. Let's see what they search. They're going to do Scoop Up Net. We'll see what they Scoop Up Net. Probably nothing as of right. Well, this Jirachi now. I was splurging out my thought before they laid down that Jirachi. So, but they do have the Scoop Up Net, so they'll be able to scoop that guy right up. This isn't the combo version of something like Baby Blacephalon. We saw it a lot with Zacian and like the Jirachi Prism, things like that. I don't think that build is in here. I feel like we would have already seen it already, at least the Oranguru. But going into this guy, he's going to be able to take a knockout here. Going to be a little unfortunate, but no other little baby clown. I feel like they maybe have a Scoop Up Net also in hand, and that's why they promoted that Jirachi. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong in that sense. So we're going to go here. I'm going to use a Poisonous Puddle again. We could be greedy and go for like this Oricorio, which we may actually. But I think I just want to go into the Blacephalon, to be honest. I want to save the boss's order for another time. So we're going to puddle. We're going to puddle right there. We are going to attach the speed energy right here. There's a Toxtricity VMax. There's a Mew. I don't think Mew is going to matter too much. I also don't want to throw out the Thunder Mountain yet. So we're just going to... Whoa, that's not Cynthia. We're going to throw out a Cynthia. Yes, I know my hand's going to be smaller, but I want to see maybe a couple different things here. We still have the boss's orders, so that works out pretty well, in my opinion. I think I maybe want to get rid of the Mew, go for another Toxtricity, because again, we do have Thunder Mountain. So we are going to throw away... We're going to throw away this research. No energies left in there, so this Toxtricity... Kind of a misplay, but we do have special energies though, so that's gonna work out pretty nicely, I feel like, for us. But no Pivot Jirachi. We haven't seen an escape board. We've seen one switch. We still have two more. But definitely with the Oricorio, this is probably what we want to chase next turn, because Oricorio, a very, very nice draw supporter for this deck. So that's what this boss's orders is probably going to be geared towards. I assume that they're going to welder onto this Blacephalon here. At minimal, they'll use, if they decide to end up going Bursting Burn, maybe they don't have the welder combo for the knockout. I may just use Cynthia instead to try to grab a switch of some sort to go into this guy. Because that would be very, very nice. Here's the welder right here. Do have a lot of energies in hand. We know they have at least one for the attachment. But they're going to need 7 energies, I think, which isn't out of the realm for a Blacephalon deck by all means. They've got 5 in there already. Gonna find this one right there. The Viridian Force does help them. So that's the downside, but they throw that away for the Ultra Space. Here comes another Blacephalon. Oh, here she comes. Gonna Stellar Wish. I think they're looking for maybe like a Fiery Flint or something, but they're gonna clutch their, not clutch, they're gonna clutter their board space. We'll see if they play Victini Prism. Here's an energy retrieval. I have no doubt in my mind that they have enough. Yeah, here's that. They're gonna grab 5 energies out of their discard. They just need 2 more in their hand. It's gonna be a big knockout for this deck. Here's going to be the switch into there. We'll see how many energies they have left. I think we go ahead and we knock out this Blacephalon. 350. Big numbers with this deck. Didn't get to get ahead like we could, like the other decks that we played with. Or the other Blacephalon matchup. We were kind of able to stay ahead of them and stay with them turn by turn. But we were kind of like a turn late. With this, but we're gonna do this right here. I think I'm gonna throw away the Garbodor. We don't even need to use Garbodor, but I'm gonna lay this Jirachi down and I'm going to use Cynthia. And there's a Thunder Mountain. That's actually really, really nice. I'm going to, ooh, I don't even know if I want to attach this to the Toxtricity. Let's do it. Let's attach to the Toxtricity. Here we go. We could do this as well. Might be out of Cynthia, so I don't know if attacking with this guy is going to be realistic, to be honest. But we are going to G-Max right here. We need to take some knockouts. I think Boss's Order is one of the last couple cards in our deck, Monka S. We do get this attachment right here, so Thunder Mountain is going to work, and we won't have to draw out any more cards, thankfully. Here's Burst GX for the win. Absolutely forgot about this guy, actually. So maybe we should have Boss's Orders there in the end. But anyways, that's going to be all for today's video. This is a very, very fun deck. I'm super, super happy that I got to play this. So shout outs to Emery Taylor. He's the one who made this deck. He's the one who piloted this deck in the Limitless Qualifier. But you know what? We live and learn off those. I feel like Blacephalon is a tough matchup if you can't take a knockout on your first opportunity. But anyways, thank you all for watching Atrocious Gameplay. Remember, we're going to be doing more videos throughout this week. At the time of this video, in a couple hours, you should see the next one, and I won't tell you what deck it is yet. But again, thank you so much for watching Atrocious Gameplay. Remember, we're not very good at video games, but we have a very, very fun time doing it. I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Check us out at twitch.tv/Atrocious Gameplay. And I think I'm done with my plugs, maybe? I guess follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I mean, just you do you. Thanks for commenting, and subscribing.